Hare Krishna, welcome to our seminar called The Power of Inner Dialogue. Last week we had a seminar called Happy Devotees Succeed, and we had 6 parts, and one of these parts was, the name was Use Positive Language. And within that topic we were discussing that you can use positive language with others when you communicate to others, and you can also use positive language with yourself when you talk to yourself. Positive language, yes. So what does that mean? It means how do you talk to yourself, or how you think. Because thinking is basically a conversation we have within our mind, and it's very important. Why? Because the way we talk to ourselves brings different conclusions. Conclusions bring decisions. Decisions bring action, and action brings what?
Results.
Action brings results, yes. Welcome to everyone on the internet. We have here a lot of devotees. I will not tell you, it will be a secret. But it's a packed Bhaktivedanta College classroom, library actually. And on the internet we also have so many devotees. I will not tell you how many are there. Also, it will remain a secret. It's packed. It's so many green boxes. So it's natural that there is interest for this topic, because, as we said, that the way we think, the way we talk to ourselves actually directly affects our results. Directly affects what kind of results we will get in our life. So the inspiration for this topic, use positive language, and also use positive language with yourself, came to me from the Bhagavad Gita verse 17:15, Anudvega Karamvakyam, speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, and always reciting the Vedic literature. So this verse comes as a part of 3 verses which describe the austerity in the mode of goodness, and it describes the austerity of speech. But for us, it's not austerity to think truthfully or to speak truthfully, to speak words that are pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, and to recite the Vedic literature. For us, it's a pleasure to do that. Maybe at the beginning it can be an austerity, but actually, as we go on practicing this, it becomes a great pleasure. So words are very powerful. With your words, you can practically sometimes so much hurt someone that they want to commit suicide. I have been speaking to people who wanted to commit suicide because somebody insulted them, because somebody hurt them. And I have been speaking to people whose lives were saved by kind words. Their lives were saved by kind words. They wanted to commit suicide, but because someone encouraged them, someone supported them, someone said something positive or spiritual, they got a new hope, they got a new perspective, new vision, and they decided to continue living. So the language we use with ourselves and with others is so important. In the Bhagavad Gita and also in other places it is mentioned, Srila Prabhupada says, the most important quality of any man is how he speaks. This is in the purport to 254, chapter 2, text 54. The most important quality of any man is how he speaks. And of course, if you want to speak effectively with others, you need to learn to speak effectively with yourself. And this is what we will be talking about today. I have made some notes to make sure I don't miss anything I wanted to share with you today. There is so much that we can do to improve our inner dialogue, but we want to learn some techniques, we want to learn some tools today, and we want to apply them and to practice. Now, I must say that 2 kinds of people come to my courses. one group comes, listens, maybe they like something, maybe they are entertained, they laugh, maybe there is a little humor. I also play guitar, they like music. Maybe there is some snacks. Today I don't have snacks, sorry. Some refreshments. And so they come, spend 1-2 hours in the seminar, they go home and do nothing. So I don't want you to be in that group. The second group, come, take at least one principle, one idea, one tool that they have learned, and they completely change their life. I would like you to be in that group. Take one thing. If you forget anything from this course and you can't remember, it's recorded. Now it's going live. It will be on Facebook, on my profile. It's recorded. And I have notes also from the seminar, and you can remind yourself. But the most important is that you apply what you learned today. Then only it will benefit you. Otherwise, it will just be some time that you spent here and something that you will forget very soon. So now, how to improve our inner dialogue? One very, very practical tool that I have also shown last time is I have shown a choice map which explains how to use questions, how to use learner questions as opposed to judger questions, or how to use devotee questions as opposed to conditioned soul questions. So, if you want to improve your inner dialogue, if you want to improve your thinking, it's very important to change the questions that you ask yourself every day. For example, if you see some garbage on the street, what is the question that arises in your mind? First question. You have seen garbage on the street so many times, so can you remember what question arises in your mind? Why people throw things on the street? More.
Why doesn't anyone pick it up?
Why does anyone pick it up? Excellent. I like this negative stuff. More. Huh?
How to clean it.
How to clean it? We are getting better, yes?
Is it possible still that someone throws something on the street?
Maybe in Belgium not, but in Serbia, yes. No, but you see it.
Yeah, this is the first thing that I ask myself.
Uh-huh.
Especially here in the forest.
You are wondering, oh my God, how this is possible? More?
What kind of people are this here?
Huh?
What kind of people are this here?
What kind of people live here? They're throwing garbage on the street. My goodness.
Who did it?
Who did it? Let's look for the culprit. More? What questions?
Should I pick it up?
We have some angels here. Somebody said, should I pick it up?
No.
Who is the mayor of this village, of this city, of this town? So now these questions, most of the questions that you mentioned fall into a category of judger questions, or the questions in the mode of good passion and ignorance. But if you want to ask a question in the mode of goodness, if you want to ask an effective question, if you want to have a high quality inner dialogue in relation to this garbage, you ask yourself,
How to clean it?
how can I clean it? If it's to be, it's up to me. I want to take responsibility for the cleanliness of this street instead of criticizing anyone who has thrown. Hare Krishna. Welcome. 11. So we have beat the last seminar. So now we have beaten the last seminar. You can also say Jai on the internet. We have 11 students now, amazing. And actually 12 students. I'm also a student, but I'm taking the role of a teacher. But I'm learning from you too. So, the quality of questions we ask actually affect the quality of our lives. It affects the quality of our inner dialogue. How do we talk to ourselves? The thinking is mainly consisted of questions and answers. Before coming here, probably you have asked yourself, yes, I really want to know, should I stay or should I go? Isn't it? You were asking yourself, should I go to, is it worth it to go to this course about inner dialogue? Or maybe you didn't even know the title. Just you have heard there is something happening at 6 o'clock. You were asking yourself, and then your answer, internal answer was, okay, let me check it out. I can always walk out if it's boring. So, but you have come. I'm very grateful that you have come. So, we have so much literature about how to ask effective questions. In the scriptures, in the Bhagavatam, in the Bhagavad Gita, we have in the Vedic literature, we have so many intelligent questions by so many intelligent devotees. We have tons of books in the bookshop which speak about the power of questions, how to ask effective questions, how to succeed with questions. And I myself, I'm preparing a book, believe it or not, about the same topic. It's called Questions for Your Success. So in this book you will find a lot of questions that will help your success. It will be published soon as an ebook. So one very practical, great tool to improve your inner dialogue is to change the quality of questions you ask yourself. So what kind of questions would you like to ask yourself to improve your inner dialogue? You tell me. Who am I?
What stage am I? What is my position, my situation, my consciousness?
Who am I? What stage I am in? What is my situation? What is my consciousness?
Maybe open questions.
Open?
Questions which are not answered by yes or no. So when they are open, there is more wider range of answers. No?
Ask open-ended questions that cannot be answered with simple yes or no, because it gives an opportunity for a wider range of answers or greater number of answers. Yes? More?
So why did I respond in a certain way to this person? Why I was angry about that? Or what is the reason?
So this is about a particular situation. Why did I respond like this to a behavior or a certain person who behaved maybe in a disturbing way? Anything else? Any other? What kind of questions you want to ask yourself every day?
What am I doing?
What am I doing in life in general, isn't it? This, what am I doing? Or why I'm here? Or
Have I done my duty?
huh?
Have I done my duty?
Have I done my duties today? This is a very interesting question. You can use the questions to improve your thinking on reviewing your day every evening. How have I been performing whole day? In the area of my work, in the area of my spiritual life, in the area of my studies, in the area of my relationships, in the family, with friends, with devotees. So, one powerful tool that you can use is to have daily questions. Your personal daily questions that you will ask yourself every day, at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. These questions actually should cover the most important areas of your life. For example, you can ask yourself in the evening, have I done anything wonderful for my family today? Have I done anything wonderful for God today? Because I'm trying to serve God. How is my spiritual practice? Have I made any money today? Who liked this question?
become depressed very easily. After a few questions.
I mean, how many books did they do today? Orange.
Better to be impressed than depressed.
Yes.
If you ask this question, then already something is wrong.
It's not so bad.
No,
if, you
I mean,
if you make money for
You're
Krishna,
supposed to have money automatically, right?
yes, why not?
Have I made any money today? Have I?
Yeah.
Another question, have I given any money today in charity? That's a more difficult question. Or have I given any gift?
What could I do better?
What could I do better?
And yesterday.
What have I done better today than I have done yesterday? So you give us an example.
I'm thinking about the khichdi I made today morning. I think it would be better.
It's better than the last Saturday.
No, it's not. Sorry.
No?
Oh, that's so bad.
Okay, let's vote for the Kitri. Today there was a Kitri, there is 3 votes, 3, 4 more, yes? We have a Kut here, please encourage him.
So actually, in your, if you help someone, we have in our family a weekly habit to get the remnants of prasadam from the morning on Saturdays.
So please collect it, because your wife didn't collect it today from me.
Because we like his kitcheries so much.
Oh my God.
They're almost every week.
If you find,
That's the perfection of my life. So somehow.
yeah. If you can find it at the end of the day, so it means.
Well,
Okay, so I want to.
great, thank you.
So I'm giving you questions, yes?
For me, it's also important, have I studied today something?
Have I studied today? Yes, because this is a Bhakti Shastri course and we have to study every day.
What did I learn today?
What have I learned today? How was prasadam today? Was it enlivening and inspiring? Was it a good quantity? Okay, so you can use questions to improve your inner dialogue. You ask yourself better questions.
Very often I ask myself if I live this day in that way that I will be not sorry in the end of my life.
If you
Like,
leave your body,
Yes, every day I ask my dad in front of me, I was Krishna consciousness today or not?
this is so excellent. If this will be the last day of my life, would I regret anything? This is a very deep question and very like a long-term vision question, provided that you will live long.
But there is always something to be regretful. Either it's good or bad. You can always lament.
If you have a taste for lamentation, you can do it. I don't like this. Now I want to give you a couple of more other ways how to talk to yourself. Actually, you can, instead of talking to yourself, you can talk to the Lord in your heart. You are never alone. So how can you talk to the Lord? When we talk to the Lord, we start with, my dear Lord. So, what shall we tell the Lord? We can tell 2 things. My dear Lord, please help me, etc. Do this, do that, serve better, make more money, kill my enemy, whatever. So please, we ask Lord for something to help us in some way. Ask for a benediction. This morning we were reading in the Bhagavatam that devotees, even pure devotees, ask for benediction, but pure devotees don't ask some benediction for themselves, some material benediction. They ask for others. Another thing you can ask the Lord is, my dear Lord, how can I? How can I do this? How can I do that? How can I learn this? How can I learn that? How can I avoid this? How can I avoid that? So we as devotees, try to be servants of God, but we very rarely use this, my dear Lord, this phrase, my dear Lord. Now, because we have mind, we can also use the same thing with the mind, my dear mind. And I didn't get this from any New Age book. I got it directly from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. There is a whole book. 90% of verses start with my dear mind.
Take a shoe in the morning and stick in the evening.
That's all good, cool.
Okay, so my dear mind, why are you so materialistic? My dear mind, why are you so attached to sense gratification? My dear mind, why are you so attached to fame, name and glory? My dear mind, please, why you sabotage my spiritual life and why you sabotage my positive thinking and my spiritual thinking? So he is talking to the mind as if the mind is a person. My dear mind. So this is what you can do. Then, what else? My dear wife. Who has a wife? Husband. My dear husband. It's very difficult to fight with your wife and with your husband if you address them with my dear. It's very simple.
So this is not inner dialogue, this is real dialogue.
What's the difference?
Well, before you speak to your wife, you are thinking, I'm going to tell her something, but I'm going to start with my dear. My dear wife, let us have a good fight. Because...
Be serious.
What? What he said? What?
Come on, be serious.
Serious? My dear child, my dear friend. So how do you want to talk to yourself all the time? You tell me. This is now another tool. How would you like to talk to yourself all the time?
My dear self.
My dear self. Okay, my dear Yadurani, my dear Dina, my dear Ramananda Raya, you can address yourself with your name. Or you can address...
That's dear with E, A, not a D.
Dear.
My dear... my dear Swan.
There was something, if I can say, in early 80s. My dear John. John was coming back from work home, and there was a letter. Wife left him. It was my dear John. Maybe it was 25, 30 years ago.
Okay.
Famous show, My Dear John.
So maybe he was happy.
It turned out it was happy. It was happy.
Now I have a suggestion how you could talk to yourself, but you give me some ideas. Would you like to talk to yourself as your parents? Would you like to talk to yourself as your children? Would you like to talk to yourself as your neighbor, friends, lover, anybody? How would you like to talk to yourself as if you were another person?
My dear me.
My dear me, that's confusing. No, as if you were another person.
I don't get this one.
How would you like to talk to yourself as if you were another person? In other words, if you had an experience that someone talked to you in a way that is very inspiring for you, very enlightening, very encouraging, if you remember how this person talked to you, then you would like to speak like that person, for example. So, can you remember that someone talked to you in an amazing way and you want to copy this?
Yeah.
So, give me an example.
I actually kind of find myself relating to myself in that way, somehow absorbing the nature of that person and starting to speak.
Can you give an example who that was if it's not too private?
It's too private.
It's private.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's definitely somehow that you absorb the nature of that person. And
Yes, the
start-
mindset, for example. Yeah. Imbibe the mindset of a person who speaks to you in an encouraging way. So, for example, I suggest to people to talk to themselves as a life coach, because life coach always believes in you. He's giving you encouraging words, positive words, enlightening words, smart ideas. So if you talk to yourself as a life coach, this is a very good way to have an inner dialogue.
Yeah, that's interesting. Talk to yourself like somebody who believes in yourself.
Yes, yes. someone who believes in your sincerity, someone who believes in your ability. You can have a little role play with yourself. Okay, now I'm a coach. Okay, Akrura, what are you doing? Are you practicing what you preach? Okay, so this is something. Now, another thing that we do when we have an inner dialogue, we make excuses. I have an ongoing course online. It's 10 minutes, about 10 minutes. Today I missed the session, but I will do it after this. Every day I do 10-minute session on my Facebook live about excuses and our success. And I see that more and more devotees are interested in this. So there is certain things we are discussing about excuses, how to confront them, how to identify them, how to avoid them, how to replace them with something else. So excuses are a great obstacle to our success. Excuses are a bad habit. Excuses are a bad habit. So we want to avoid excuses. We don't want to have an inner dialogue full of excuses. We want to eliminate excuses. We want to say goodbye to excuses. What is your explanatory style? How do you explain things that happen in life or happen to you, to yourself? This is also how you have inner dialogue. How do you explain things? Okay, something happens and then your mind immediately, oh, it's raining, oh, I'm getting depressed. Oh, it's sunshine, I'm getting elated. Now, if you have been training your mind, working hard to train your mind, when the rain starts, you say, I bring my weather with me everywhere and it's always sunny. Rain will not make me depressed. I will see the rain as a rain of mercy by the Lord, and I will know if it's raining, then the grains will grow and we will have food. So this is positive perception of rain.
You're saying this because we live in Belgium here.
Well, all this part of Europe is quite rainy. I lived in England. So, anything else? I mean, how do you react? How do you explain to yourself anything that happens? Maybe your child comes with bad marks. How do you explain to yourself this? So maybe first thing you think is, my child is irresponsible. And immediately you want to chastise the child. But actually, you are doing something that is very bad. It's called prejudice or prejudgment. You don't know why and what happened. You have to investigate first. First check, then judge. But the mind can work like this. Our inner dialogue is very much ready to criticize. Our mind is ready to criticize.
Would you like to drink some water?
Yes, please. Yeah. So, excuses, we want to eliminate. What is your explanatory style? We want to eliminate excuses. Also, what is our perception is also connected to the inner dialogue. We say Shastra Chakshu, see through the eyes of the Bhagavad Gita, see through the eyes of the scriptures. We want to see through the eyes of sages this world, not through the eyes of ignorant people. So the way you see the world, you explain to yourself, you have an inner dialogue about what you see and how you see. But if your inner dialogue is trained by the verse from the Bhagavad Gita to always recite the Vedic literature or the scriptures, then you will see through the eyes of the scriptures in a more wise way. So did you ever try to identify your thoughts and feelings in a detached way? Yes, that's very good. It's very good if you have this experience. You kind of become an observer of your own thoughts and feelings, and you see them as a neutral person. You see, oh, I'm so scared. But that's not me. I'm not these feelings. I'm not this fear. So this I would like to recommend to you to observe your inner dialogue several times a day, if possible every hour. Nowadays everybody has a smartphone, and you can set reminders. Now whenever we get a message, usually every phone makes a noise. I tried to turn off everything, but for Viber I couldn't turn it off.
It can be done. I can help you.
Thank you, it's good that I mentioned it. Now you will save me. I don't want any reminders, sound reminders, but if you want to remind yourself to check your inner dialogue, you can set alarm or some kind of a reminder and check, okay, this sound tells me check your inner dialogue. Thank you very much. This is water here. Check your inner dialogue and see, what do we want to check when we check our inner dialogue? Is it spiritual and is it positive? Is it spiritual and is it positive? So what do we want to have in your mind? What kind of content? We want to have spiritual content. We want to have positive content. Today we were reading in the Bhagavatam in the morning that devotee always thinks of the welfare of others. But it doesn't mean you should neglect yourself and your needs, your basic needs. You have to take care of yourself, then you have strength and intelligence and ability and power to take care of others. So, I have been doing mentoring, coaching, counseling for so many years, and I used to invest a lot of time and energy in giving advice. And at one point, I stopped doing this, or doing it much less. And people say, "Come, please help me, give me advice." And I say, "Have you asked yourself, how can you solve this?" "Well, no, I have come to you for this." And I say, "Well, now you have a wonderful lifetime opportunity to think on paper. I will sit with you and please write down 20 solutions to this wonderful problem that you have." And maybe for the first time in their life, they are sitting and thinking and writing their thoughts. And this is a great experience for many. This is such a revelation. This is such an enlightening experience. This is such an empowering and encouraging experience when people start to do what? Start to think.
Is it 100%? I may come to some solutions, but if I go to somebody with much more experience, you may be professional, you may be wise, and then why should I take my solutions better than that person? Is it wrong to ask somebody is very, very wise to help, with solutions? If I have faith in that person and I take it much more serious than my conclusions, something like that.
If you ask me for advice about anything, I will tell you the best advice I can give you is that you use your intelligence.
But if I use the intelligence of somebody who's more intelligent than me, is it wrong?
It's not wrong, but it's not the best thing. The best thing is that you try to become self-sufficient in solving your problems.
But if this is my intelligence, why this is higher than taking the intelligence of somebody else who is much more intelligent and maybe he knows me better even?
Because they are not always with you.
Maybe they can be, in some way they can be with you.
No. Who can be? Only Krishna can be with you all the time.
No, but why it has to be all the time? If, for example, I ask somebody for solutions that I myself don't come to best, and then this person is giving me a solution which is very satisfying. I could not come up with this solution, and I'm just accepting that person, and then I have faith in that person, and then I'm following it, and it works well. Why should I take
Nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong. But I think that the habit of people is more on the side of asking for advice than thinking for themselves. And people have much more intelligence that they use. They don't connect with the super soul, who has unlimited intelligence. They don't think deeply. They don't ask themselves deep questions, and therefore they don't get answers. And they ask somebody else for help. There is nothing wrong in this, but I think the habit of trying to use our own intelligence is also very, very beneficial. Okay?
To me,
So it's not absolute.
No, not.
Yeah.
No. I'm just trying to be practical, not absolute.
to me, this is a very important thing because it touches the thing of surrender. You know, if you surrender, you know, does it mean to stop asking questions? To stop, you know, that's what we have been, you know, told to do so many lifetimes, I think. Just, you know, dogmatic preaching, and you don't think, you just listen and you go what you're told to do. You
Blind
don't have to-
following.
Yeah.
Blind following.
Yeah, exactly. Dogmatic.
That's a good point. So I'm teaching you to think,
Yeah.
not to follow blindly. But asking for advice is not a bad thing. I mean, we spoke last time about expanding intelligence. Expanding intelligence also means learning from others. So we want to do that, but we also have such a great resource within us, that's the super soul. Krishna can give us so much intelligence. Krishna says, Mattak smritir jnanam apohanam cha. From me come knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness.
But this is from others. I mean, this is from Krishna. It's not from yourself. You know, if you ask Krishna for help, you know, I mean, if you say it's not me, it is Krishna who's giving you, so then you take
It's always
as,
Krishna.
It's always Krishna.
Krishna is-
Sometimes can be false ego. I mean, no, because sometimes, you know, when you speak about the self, I mean, are we on the level of really sure that actually my false ego is giving me the advice? It is not really, you know, higher than anything, you know, higher than something else or somebody else. So the self is like not automatically pure and highest just because it's myself. And we think it is independent because it's myself, but it can be completely covered, you know, because we're not on the high level. So, you know, this doing it myself and being free, you know, it's difficult to relate to that.
My point is, sharpen your intelligence.
Yeah.
This is my point. You are right. Somebody can be in ignorance and you tell them, okay, think. And they say, okay, I think. And I don't know. And I can't think. I mean, it's too much to do, too much work. I have been approached by intelligent people who are lazy to think. So this is mainly for them, what I recommend. People who can think, but they don't. And then I don't give them advice. They don't like it, but later they thank me. In many cases. Because they have been forced to think. And this thinking or, you know, accessing inner intelligence actually is accessing the super soul intelligence from the super soul.
So this is getting advice from others.
It's okay. This one other is the best other. We need his guidance. Arjuna, drive my chariot. We need his guidance, so that's fine. I'm definitely not against giving advice. I'm giving so many advices every day, but we want to help people to develop their own wings, and because they need to learn how to solve their problems, how to set their goals, how to work on their goals, and it's very exciting. It's very exciting. I find it very exciting when you come to me and ask me a question, and I say, and what do you think about this? They say, well, I think, and then, you know, they come up with ideas that are much better than mine. This happens. This happens. If you want to test it, you can try. If somebody asks you for advice, you tell them, but what do you think about this? They say, I don't know, I ask you. Think. It's amazing what happens. Sometimes miracles happen. I have had people screaming or laughing uncontrollably, realizing how they were sabotaging themselves, how they were not thinking, you know, for such a long time in their whole life, not really thinking, really using their brain, their intelligence. And now they see that I can think. That's a great, a revelation, great realization. I can think for myself. I can think for Krishna. I can think for... Prabhupada speaks about independently thoughtful people in one letter. So we want people to have a high quality inner dialogue, high quality thinking. We want to think like a devotee. We want to talk to ourselves as a devotee. And we need to practice this. We need to practice this. Okay. Any other question about this?
What if you have negative questions?
Like what?
Well, why I don't manage to do this or to do that? Why, these kind of questions. When you're like...
Why questions are not necessarily bad. You can find out the reasons for something, and then you can correct it. You can eliminate something, some obstacle. Not necessarily bad. Being negative is not bad if based on this you make progress, or if it pushes you. Okay, I am fed up with you, Ramananda Raya. You are not doing this for so many years. Now you have to do it. Okay. And then you do something. You get a little bit on your case. So one thing I wanted to mention about inner dialogue is you should not be too strict with yourself and not too lenient. Try to go to some middle. I would push a little bit on the side of strictness, a little bit more strict than lenient. Not too lenient, not too strict, but we can be a little bit more strict. That's fine. That's healthy, I think. If we are too hard on ourselves, it's not good. If we are too lenient, it's not good. So there has to be some golden middle, and there has to be some push. Nothing happens until you push, yourself or others. Nothing happens, I guarantee you. How do you push it? You can be very nice, you can be rude, but you have to push. Without movement, nothing moves. Nothing happens if you don't move. There is this old blues song, you got to move. Devotees even sing it also. Or maybe you remember Radhanath Swami was playing harmonica on You Got to Move. I changed the lyrics. I can play it maybe later. So we have a natural tendency to be lazy. Our body, our mind. But if we understand that the soul is so powerful and the God is in our heart, He can also, if we allow Him, He can push us unlimitedly. So we can push ourselves or let God push us. We don't like other conditioned souls to push us, but at least we can allow God to push us.
It's not of ignorance, isn't it?
Huh?
It's not of ignorance.
Yes. Yeah. I found an amazing, I will send you if you want, amazing conversation with Srila Prabhupada about japa, about not chanting rounds and, like having rounds to make up for in the next day. Prabhupada is so heavy, about finishing 16 rounds. So heavy. But it's liberating. We need that sometimes. We need that. So now maybe the best thing I can offer to you in today's discussion, in today's course, is that you make sure that your inner dialogue is full of what? Huh? Well, I still haven't mentioned this. This is new. One devotee said that it is spiritual and positive. Yes, it includes both of these qualities, but how would you like your internal dialogue to look like most of the time or all of the time? Happy, yes.
Enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic, yes. encouraging, yes?
Inspiring, stimulating.
Intelligent, inspiring, stimulating. That's it. Always try to have an inspiring inner dialogue. All these things that you said are included. Inspiring inner dialogue. So imagine your whole day, you're alone, but you are so inspired. You are doing nothing, but you are so inspired because your inner dialogue is inspired. You are thinking about wonderful things you will do for Krishna, for other devotees. You are excited. So, I always say, it's better to be impressed than depressed. People get so hurt when I speak about depression. Today, there was almost a scandal because somebody published my statement from the class. They've written it out, but the translation was a little bit sharper than I said it. And then there was such a heavy reaction there. And devotees started writing, and some were defending this, some were offending or attacking. And I did this before also. I mentioned once depression on Facebook, then I deleted this because some people who went through clinical depression or other kinds of depression get very offended when you say that depression is...
Don't say again.
Yes. Okay, I was told not to say it again, what is depression, so I will not say it. I'll tell you later,
You can defend yourself.
maybe. So,
They are attached, right? There is some kind of emotional exchange with depression.
well, we don't know. I didn't go through clinical depression. I mean, I was depressed when my girlfriend left me a couple of times. But other than that, I don't remember. I mean, so I can't empathize or sympathize with people who went through clinical depression. So I just don't want to offend them. I don't have anything against them. Even if somebody likes depression, it's their own choice. But I'm always saying that it's better to be impressed, better to be inspired than depressed. And we can practice this. You can practice being inspired. Yes.
Depression can be a disease also.
Yes.
It's inherited.
Yes. Depression can be a disease like chemical disbalance or something. Yeah. So I'm not speaking about clinical depression. I'm speaking about some kind of self-indulgence into negative thinking and negative feeling and self-pity. Now self-pity, we did a lot of self-pity. I hope you are not doing it anymore. But self-pity is a waste of time. Why we not try self-inspiration and not self-pity? It's the same amount of energy to do self-pity. You can do self-inspiration. Yes.
Well, I personally see better with others than with myself, but obviously it's kind of visible that we are conditioned, not in this life, but we are kind of carrying on certain patterns life after life, and maybe, unfortunately, some of us are enforcing them even by doing sadhana in a way that it's not healthy, and then we get what we get, and it's by default our worldview. So it's kind of only Krishna's mercy can take off that conditioning.
But we have to show our sincerity by making an effort. We cannot just say, I'm waiting for Krishna's mercy to fall from the sky and I do nothing.
Well, I see some people doing a lot, but it looks like this conditioning is so strong that it's kind of, you have to just wait until that cloud of karma goes and you suffer through it, and I guess then some sun is going to appear on the horizon. That's kind of, although person is trying, but because of such a strong conditioning, there is no hope at that moment, with all respect to everything and everyone, but it's just like, c'était pas possible at the moment.
But we want to give them hope.
Yeah, there is a
by
hope
our encouragement, we want to give them hope, because the mind is telling them bad things, and we want to tell them good things, so that these good things start to repeat in their mind.
And this I said that Krishna's mercy is more powerful than your depression. Because some people think, that actually, I'm so...
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Can you say it again louder?
Krishna's mercy is more powerful than your depression.
I want to repeat it. I want to repeat it. I make sure that everybody on the internet here. Yadurani Mataji said, Krishna's mercy is more powerful than my depression. So do you believe that? This is amazing. This is wonderful. If we believe that God is all powerful, He can take away all our negative thinking, negative feelings, sinful desires, and depression or any kind of negativity. So if we believe in God, we pray and He can help us. Anything else? So how to be inspired all the time? How to have an inspired inner dialogue? How do you do this for yourself? Tell me. How do you keep yourself inspired if you keep yourself inspired all the time?
You believe Krishna.
Huh?
You believe Krishna. You know, Krishna promised so many things. You know, you do like this, you do like this, you get that. You know, so then why should I be? I mean, Krishna is very positive.
Krishna is
if
positive.
If I have faith in what He says, I have the strength to continue. And then you see also results. You know, that if you follow Krishna, things are happening. So then it's very positive. It's always positive.
Mm-hmm. Utsaha.
Yes.
Rupa Goswami.
Yeah.
The first principle of success is enthusiasm. So enthusiasm and inspiration are closely related. You cannot be inspired and not be enthusiastic. You cannot be enthusiastic without being inspired. So, what time is it now?
7:05.
8:30?
7:05.
7:05. Okay. Okay, any other questions or doubts about the inner dialogue or any realizations? One trap for the inner dialogue, I already illustrated this with some examples, is prejudice. We see something and we think, but actually we don't know. I give this example many times. There is a scarcity mentality and abundance mentality. And scarcity mentality always sees that something is lacking. Something is lacking. So, one winter evening, I came late to one temple, and devotees have given me a beautiful room, huge room, which is very hard to heat because it's big. So it's cold, but it's beautiful, and very thin blanket. And there is a very shy heater that I could just squeeze near the bed, but it emanates so much light, and heating is very, very shy. So I was thinking, devotees, what do they think? I'm going to freeze whole night. I'm skinny. At that time I was even skinnier. And, what shall I do? I cannot wake anybody up. Everybody get up at 4 o'clock. So I covered myself. I put my jacket and pushed this heater that emanates so much light, so I had to turn my back. So my mind told me, there is only this one blanket. I looked around a little bit, I couldn't see anything. Lo and behold, in the morning, just next to the bed, there is a box where there is a huge blanket. Warm blanket. They can warm 5 people. It can warm 5 people. On the 2 sofas, on the opposite side of the room, again, 2 nice blankets. I was blind to see that everything is already there, given by the Lord. But because of my mind who was telling me that something is lacking, I was almost freezing. So you probably have similar experience with something in your life. Something like that. So don't allow your mind to tell you this is lacking, that is lacking. For example, you come late for prasadam here in Radhadesh. And you think, oh my God, I'm late and they have eaten everything. And there is only like this, salad, very little salad, no soup, no sabji. and you think, I'm going to starve. Bakery is closed. Restaurant is closed. I'm going to fast. And I'm going to be depressed. Because food is so important to me, it really, really makes me inspired. And then a devotee comes. Haribol, are you hungry? This also happened to me, the same scenario. You know what? Come with me. Then downstairs there is a kitchen. So now, if this devotee didn't appear, okay, devotee escort you to the food, and you say, thank God, God exists. So, but if he didn't appear, if the God didn't, not God, if the devotee didn't appear, then what could you do? Based on what I have been teaching you for this past 1 hour, what could you do to help yourself find food? With your inner dialogue, what could you do? You tell me.
Krishna arranged like that.
No, what could you do to help yourself to find food?
My dear wife, could you find some food for me?
Huh? What?
My dear wife, could you
No,
find
I don't
some
have a
food for me?
wife, I'm single. I'm
That's more difficult.
yeah, no wife, no devotees, I mean,
You can go to the kitchen.
gold medal. That's one wonderful idea. You can go to the kitchen because in the kitchen is likely to have some food. You see, simple solutions are the best. So as you see, she got a sticker. So if you answer some of my questions, you can also get free sticker, at least picture of the sticker on the internet. So, what else could you do? Let us use our inner dialogue. Let us use our intelligence. What else could you do?
Drink water.
What question would you? What genius Einstein question you could ask yourself in this precarious situation?
Where is food?
Where is food? Yes, more.
They could expand your intelligence and ask questions
Yeah.
to others.
Ask others where is food.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You could explain already anyway fat, so I can fast 1 day tomorrow. It's my food.
Merci beaucoup. What I would do, this is Radhadesh, this is a huge skyscraper called the castle there, and I would stand in front of the castle like this, and I would think, in which part of this building I could find food.
You can ask the mice,
And because I don't know, then the first person who asks, I would smile, I would say bonjour, and please, can you explain to me how to find food? And because they like my French accent, they will say, oh, of course, I mean, no problem. I will help you to get food. And then you will see that where you have seen abundance, where you have seen scarcity, there is so much abundance. This happened to me so many times, I felt like an ass. Because I was so stupid with this scarcity mentality. Lacking. So, asking excellent questions. I had one, Facebook sends you your memories. You have that? Facebook sends your memories.
Yeah.
Today, Facebook sent me a memory which is very appropriate to this seminar. Facebook knows when I need something. You never know how many possibilities are there until you ask. Isn't it? You never know how many possibilities are there for you until you start asking around. With Ramananda Raya Prabhu, we were in Brussels. They had a wonderful Harinam for 75,000 people who went out to make a strike for fuel shortage, for fuel prices. So we come back from the Harinam. I had a wonderful Sunday program in Brussels temple, but unfortunately only 3 devotees came for the kirtan and 3 devotees for the class. But it was very nice, and prasadam was also at the end. So we were coming back and we ran out of fuel. And we didn't know how to open this temple car, how to open the thing for the fuel. It has a certain system. And Prabhu didn't know, I didn't know, Matajis, they didn't even come out to sort it out.
Just see.
You were there. No, it's okay, we didn't expect.
There's no tap. There's no tap. It's just a hole and closed. Well,
It's not tough for
no,
the...
there's no top. It's just a thing, and you
Yes.
understand.
So I remembered, listen, listen Prabhu, listen to this is the key. I remember the magic of asking questions. So I saw one boy who was doing it himself. It's all, there is no helpers, it's all, self-help, self-service. One nice boy, glasses, looks intelligent. And I was thinking, I should ask him. And first he was looking at me a little suspicious. Why he's going around my car and around other cars and looking. And I decided, because I saw that Ramananda Raya Prabhu is calling people for help who use this car to give him some guidance, but they don't pick up the phone. So I said, I'm going to ask him. And he was so kind, so polite. He said, let me park the car. I come back. He comes back. He says, I have the same car. I know how to do it. He showed him. Now he knows forever. He knows forever how to pump the gas. So we could have stayed there for another 15 minutes, half an hour. And it was so simple. I wanted to ask in the restaurant, but these people are busy. I'm not sure if they know it. The best people who knows how to pump the gas is the people who pump the gas, people who have the car. And we asked him, and we were on our way. So that's one, very recent example, but in any situation, don't be shy to ask. Ask 100 people. People tell me, I'm looking for a job. Okay, how do you look for a job? Well, I send 3 CVs on email. And you think you will get a job? My CVs. Oh, people will be so impressed by your CV. They will fall on their head. Wow, this is an amazing CV. Let us invite him for the interview. You send 300 CVs, 300 emails. You knock on their door. You don't let them sleep. This is how you will get a job. Ask 1,000 times. No, you ask 1.5 times and you say, it doesn't work. So asking is so powerful. And if you practice asking yourself questions in your mind, Einstein did that, so don't worry, then you will develop also a habit of asking everybody for everything. And you sometimes, they become annoyed with you, that why are you asking so many questions? But better to ask more than ask less, because you can get better knowledge and better answers.
Well, just before you were saying you should ask yourself, how could you solve this question?
Yes, first do that. And the best answers you can get from any person that you ask for help, unless it's a technical problem, their answer is, what do you think? And then you say, oh. But technical problem, they will say, I know this. They will be proud to show you. But if it's philosophical or if it's something that requires your own thinking, your personal thing, then sometimes people ask me and I say, only you can give answer to that question because it's a personal question. For example, whom should I marry? Should I marry this girl? Well, how do I know, What about the astrology chart? Do you like her? Is she, has similar goals like you? And so, it all starts with the inner dialogue. So imagine your whole day you are with your mind. So imagine if you would have this exciting relationship, coach-client, in your mind. How life would be interesting. You are whole day with your coach. This means you are training whole day. You are training whole day. You are a champion. Whole day you are training, and somebody is telling you do this, do that. Something that is beneficial for you. Something that is positive, spiritual, and you cannot fail. Huh? My knees were down, so don't worry. It's not hard. So, yeah. So you can do so much. But we are experts in what? We are experts in self-sabotage. And it starts here. This is impossible. You are bad. They are bad. So one of the most stupid questions that you can ask in your life is why others are not perfect. This question is a sheer waste of time. And in one way or the other, most people ask themselves most of the time this stupid question or similar questions. So, you see? What is the better question? Yaduvamsha Prabhu. What is the better question than why others are not perfect?
Why I am not perfect?
You are so humble.
Why others are perfect?
Why others?
Why they are not at least close to me?
Gatikar Prabhu is so smart. She says, why others are perfect? That's a good question because you can find out how they became perfect. It's a good question. You can find out how the perfect people or almost perfect people became perfect. Very good. I like this. So now I have learned something because I never teach this. I always teach, instead of asking why others are not perfect, you ask how can I improve. I don't want you to get, I don't want you to get too much on your own case and to become negative with yourself. Just ask a positive question, how can I improve? This is a better question. But in one way or the other, we are always asking ourselves why the world is not perfect, why the world is not dedicated to making me happy. Another bad inner dialogue is victim mentality. I am a victim. If we understand the law of cause and effect, now for many people, even devotees, this is very hard to swallow, but if the law of cause and effect, the law of karma is true, then for every effect there is a cause. So it's not an accident that we have gotten certain experiences in this life. So what does that mean? It's all vague. Experiences, what are you talking about? I'm talking about that you have done something in the past that you are getting a reaction now for. And the law of nature is super precise. So there is no injustice in the universe. This is so hard to swallow, even for spiritual people. But otherwise, what is the alternative? God is whimsical? I don't believe that. God is not whimsical. The law of nature, cause and effect, is very precise. So if we understand that, then we understand I'm not an angel. I have done so many wrong things in this life and in past lives. And therefore now, and Krishna is even giving less than I deserve. This is in the Bhagavatam. Tatenu kampam susamikshamano. So thinking victim also is not good inner dialogue.
So why people think they are victim? What is behind it?
Ignorance. Pure ignorance. They don't understand the law of cause and effect. The law of karma, the law of nature, the law of God.
People take pleasure in that.
It may be also indulgence. To be a victim is also something that maybe
You're perfect.
draw attention also.
Yes. Strategy.
Yeah, strong emotions, it's intense, so it derives some pleasure for sure.
It's not boring.
You think that you're perfect, that you don't deserve it, instead of taking responsibility.
Yeah.
I don't deserve it. You know,
Yeah.
actually, I'm good. Whatever I do is perfect. And then these people are bad. I'm good.
Yeah. People are bad, I'm good. I don't deserve what I get.
A sense of superiority, right?
I'm better than others. Yeah. This is so hard. So hard. So hard to swallow. But if you are able to swallow this, you will feel so much peace in your heart. Believe me. So much peace. Because God is not whimsical, believe me. He's not whimsical. He's very precise. Everybody gets what they deserve. And actually devotees, they get less than they deserve. If you're a devotee or trying to be a devotee, you get less than you deserve. So there is injustice, but on the opposite way. Not that you are getting more, you are getting less. That's injustice, but it's a positive injustice. So, I mean, this is in the Bhagavatam. I didn't invent this. This is not like some pep talk or something. It's in the Shastra, but we don't read these verses, and therefore we still feel like victims. We are devotees, but we are victims. If you're a devotee, you're never a victim. You're just a receiver of so much mercy. You're a receiver of so much mercy.
Some kind of a trick. I hear some devotees say, I'm a devotee, I don't deserve it, and those people who are hurting me, I mean, they're going to be punished because I'm a devotee. And then they do something which is going to cause them to suffer so much because they're offending a devotee.
So which devotee in the scriptures thinks like this?
It's not a devotee. Yeah. Who's thinking like this?
I don't remember.
No, I mean, I know it's not that. I'm just saying it actually, this is a kind of a trick. The devotee is kind of speaking like that, but it's a trick of mine, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's repeat. I mean, I hear it a few times, they can kind of, good,
Mm-hmm.
and the others are bad because they're hurting me, they're going to suffer,
Right. Okay, yes?
There could be cases that you're really mistreated, that you're supposed to be treated equally with others and you're not.
Yes.
So you respond to that because you see that clearly injustice being done.
Yes.
But of course, on deeper level, you deserved it. But in one sense, according to social laws, you didn't. So
Yes. So if there is some injustice which is apparent, then you have to protect yourself, protect people. But there is a limit to how much you protect yourself and others. I mean, you should try. Definitely it's our duty not to allow injustice. If we see a child suffering or anybody, then we don't say, oh, that's just their karma. No, we try to help. But we know that it's not an accident what's happening. It's not an accident. We will try to help. We will try to protect people. But we know that it's not God giving some people a lot of mercy and some people He's just punishing just whimsically. This is not happening. Ever. This is not happening. Everybody is getting something to learn something. And we should help people to understand why something is happening, some unpleasant experience, so that they learn that, what is the purpose of life? What I'm doing here? And what am I doing wrong? What have I done wrong? What am I doing wrong? And just correct ourselves and start to act properly. We have to learn what is to be done, what is not to be done. Pravritim cha, nivritim cha, jana na vidu asuraha. The demons, they don't know what is to be done and what is not to be done. So we need to understand what's really happening, why people are upset. Because just the other day, Krishna Dharma Prabhu published on Facebook, he says, everything is perfect for a person with a perfect vision. Isn't that amazing? Everything is perfect for a person with a perfect vision. And who is a perfect person with a perfect vision is someone who sees through the eyes of the scriptures. That's a perfect vision. So therefore, no, it doesn't mean you don't do anything. You don't try to improve things. But you don't complain. You stop complaining. You stop blaming. You stop criticizing others and yourself also. You just do your best in any given moment. This is a revolution. World revolution starts with personal revolution. When you start to think as God is instructing us to see and to think, then we can be a world revolution. Everybody wants to change others. Protest is against others' misdeeds. Why don't you protest against your misdeeds? Everybody cleans first their own, how you say in front? How you call it? Prague. Prague. How you call it? Prague?
Just step door.
Step door. Yeah. Doorstep. Tako. Doorstep. Clean first your own. Everybody cleans their own doorstep, their own inside, especially inside the house, the toilet and other dirty places. Then this world will be amazing. When everybody's toilet doesn't stink. Spray. We all want to. There is this cartoon, you have seen it on Facebook. There is a guy standing on the podium and saying to people are listening to him, he is a leader. There is this, this thing, pulpit, how you call it. How many of you want change? Everybody raises their hand. He says, how many of you want to change? Nobody raises their hand. How many of you want to change yourself? Nobody raises their hand. This is the situation of this planet today, and this is the situation in many communities, even spiritual communities, in many societies, and this is why we are suffering in ignorance and any other opulences of Kali Yuga. But if you accept responsibility for your own past, present and future, you can make a revolution. People who criticize everyone, they think we are revolutionaries. We see the faults of everyone. We are so intelligent. But Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in this world. This is very nice. You be the change you want to see in this world. You show by example. And this starts with our inner dialogue. How you think about yourself, how you think about the world. Is your thinking humble and is your thinking bold or courageous, brave? How is your thinking? Do you have faith in God? Do you believe in God? Do you believe He can do anything? Do you believe what is the greatest miracle that can happen in this world? Dear friends, dear guests, dear devotees, the greatest miracle that can happen in this world is that I become a devotee. This is the most difficult thing. I meaning me, you, anybody. This is the greatest miracle. We want to fly in the sky, but let us change our character. Let us become humble. Let us become servant. That's a great magic and mystery and miracle that can happen. The greatest of all. Okay, do you have any questions?
Nice point.
All my doubts are gone. Great respect.
Maybe I have a question. You mentioned humbleness. I'm also thinking about this humbleness, somehow to express humbleness, maybe doing like this, or it's nice, but yeah, it's nice, no? But how you mean, what do you mean with humbleness inside, or can you speak a little bit about humbleness? Because it's so
You will have to study.
powerful, no? Humbleness.
You will have to study to learn more about humility or humbleness. There is a whole category in Manipedia, and there is so many quotes. Prabhupada defines it in different ways. But one definition that is in the purport of the Gita is that you don't want any respect for yourself, and you offer all respect to everyone else. Is it like this? That's one definition. But there is many other shades and sides of humility, and if you study this category, I can send you the link, or I can send to, I don't have your contact, but I can send to Loka Kavani the link, and then you can, she can send you the link, and you can study, and you can enlighten us, or in our, if I have, I don't know if I will have next Saturday, but you can enlighten us about your study, okay? Because you're a student. So you have to study. Anything else? Thank you so much for coming, 11 of you, because we beat it to the 10 from the last seminar. You know, men are into numbers a little bit, more than maybe the ladies. Ladies are not so much into numbers. They are more into feeling, which is good also. Do you have any other questions or comments? Otherwise, we will do our last song for today. I hope there is still battery here, but I don't want this to get off the battery. Still battery, and so that it doesn't get saved. Last time I lost in Brussels, I lost like half an hour. Any other questions, comments? No? Okay, so I will first stop this. Thank you everyone on the internet for listening. Hare Krishna. One Haribol. Louder. That's too loud.